Bridge. At the moment, I am right by New York. I'm coming out of New York towards New Jersey. As you can see, it's a foggy day. It's pretty loud as well. And I'm here with lots of other people. I am starting a journey. This journey will take me from New York through all of New Jersey to Philadelphia. And this journey is going to take me 10 hours. Google Maps tells me it will take approximately 9 hours and 47 minutes on a bike. And right now, I just passed the marker and I'm officially in New Jersey. So, the journey begins. There's the George Washington Bridge, only 107 miles to Philly. What a way to start the journey. There's the city in the distance. I've already had to strip a layer because it is really warm out. Here I go. Now, when I wrote out these directions, I wrote them out on just pieces of paper, and I have them stacked on top of each other. 51 different directions. And so, it's not exactly the most clear. I've only had to stop and ask for directions once, and I'm now turning onto the street that I was directed to. This is good. I am about on my 6th direction that I wrote out of all 51 of them. But I'm making good progress. I'm trying to keep an average speed of about 10 miles an hour. That way, it'll take me just over 10 hours to get to Philly. Although I can't exactly tell what speed I'm going, so it's gonna be interesting. Some of the places I'm riding through are less sketchy than others, but yikes. Some are more bumpy, some are more insane. I made it through Hoboken, made it through part of Jersey City, and well on my way. I'm gonna need to stop for some lunch soon. Ah! Where am I? Google Maps literally took me here. I saw a piece of plywood on a wall with spray paint that said the name of this street. I don't know if this counts as a street in my book, but at least it probably cut some time off my trip, and now I'm going up. What is this? I'm still gonna count it as biking the whole way, but I don't know what kind of sketchy random hill this is. I'm like climbing through the woods. Yikes. Oh, good, a sidewalk. Oh, yikes. I'm touring the pride of America here. Oh, this is great. Time to hop back on the bike. This journey is not for the weak of heart or the weak of mind. And as I'm experiencing now, it's not for the weak of nose either. Woo! This is refreshing. Really cleanses the sinuses. This is the Hackensack River. All right, porta potty. I don't need to stop. That looks gross anyway. If I was in a car, that's what I'd be taking, the Pulaski Skyway. It's actually a pretty scenic ride, although some of the times it looks a little industrial, but it's got a cool feel to it. And I'm taking roads that in a car you'd almost never take. And so it's seeing a whole new area, really. I hit Newark and it is time for a protein bar. Well, I've made it out of course, the city, and then Hoboken and Weehawken and Jersey City, and then through Newark, and I'm now to even more of the suburbs. A little quiet, 25 mile an hour, not the city anymore. Now I'm where things are a little bit more spread out. So between each town, I get some quiet roads for once. Now, the first thing that started to hurt me was actually my hands. So I had to put these gloves back on because these rubber grips are kind of intense. So after all this, wrenching the bike around, just working as hard as I could, my hands started to get yikes, pretty raw. And I was like, oh boy, I can feel where a huge blister could form, and I do not want that. So, gloves on. It's a little hot, but it's all right. And now, my quads are starting to hurt. And not hurt like, oh, it's sore like I worked out. It's like, they ache. This is definitely an intense journey. And I'm pushing myself to the limit here. I don't even know how far I've gone. I just know that it's getting pretty tiring. I'm gonna need to stop and make my first stop soon. Music! Woo. Well, I was able to stop at the Pantry One Food Mart and grab myself some batteries. So now this camera has new batteries because it died on me before. I'm coming close now to the path that goes along the river. This path is gonna be great because it means I'm right along the river. It's gonna be scenic, I hope, and it is no cars, no traffic lights, no interference. It's gonna be so great. Well, I'm now on this nice path. It's nice because there are no other people. Unfortunately, I was not aware that it's gravel. And if there's gonna be another 30 miles of this gravel, I'm gonna be dead. My whole body's just vibrating, and it's hard to ride, and it's even harder to do camera work while riding. Man, as bike paths go, there isn't a street bike out there that could do this. But luckily, with my brother's mountain bike that he so kindly let me borrow, I'm able to get through it. But even this, it is not easy. It's a pretty nice, scenic looking ride, I guess, all things considered. I got a nice river here, and there's a river on the other side, but for now there's a little field. This is too rough, too gravelly and rocky and crazy. It just makes it so much harder to ride. I found a nice plaque, so I came here to look at the map. Here's Trenton, that's where I want to be. Here's where I am. I just passed a 25-mile mark. Wow, that's depressing to see that. Unfortunately, my water supply is completely depleted because from this path, there's no access to stores, gas stations, or anything like that. I have not been this thirsty in a really, really long time. My mouth feels like it's got metal in it. Oh man, my lips are dry as anything, and I need to get to some water. I know there's water right there, and in a few minutes, even though it's moldy and gross and animals pee in it and die in it, I might have to just jump in and grab some. Oh. My little safe haven. And Oterra. An excellent burger and great fries, except it was not a burger and fries kind of place. It was like the fanciest burger and fries I've ever eaten kind of place. And on top of that, I was really, really underdressed. And they gave me the wine list, and I was like, no thanks. Oh, yikes. Oh, getting back on the bike, I am sore all over. This is bad. Oh, can't even move. The seat feels terrible. I just want to lay in the grass outside the restaurant all day long. At least I have food in me now, so I'm ready to go. But I'm not going to sit down for a little while now because, oh, yikes. Trenton is right down that way. It's where I'm headed. I have to say, that's a positive thing about this trip. It's pretty much all flat. I'm staying right next to rivers, and that keeps it really flat. New York is basically at sea level, Philadelphia is basically at sea level, and I'm taking a route in between that's basically at sea level. So that is a very positive aspect to this trip. I feel like it's been so long since I was on a paved road. Oh, look at this. Oh yeah. This is great. I'm just smooth sailing. It practically doesn't even take effort to ride. Well, my nice DNR canal is now gone. I had to hop off the canal trail in Trenton, and now I'm crossing a bridge, and right about now, I should be in Pennsylvania. Yeah, the sun's pretty low in the sky. And so that's not good for me because it just means I might get stuck going around the dark, finding streets, but I gotta reach my goal. So whether it's in the dark, middle of the night, or whether it is broad daylight, I'm gonna get to Philly. The sun is officially down. I'm still on my way, there's a little bit of light. It's actually nice not to have to wear my sunglasses. Street road. Now that's clever. Holy Family University. Holy Family University, Northeast Philadelphia. Sweet ground. Arriba. Yeah. I'm just gonna lay here and relax for a little bit. South Central Philly, yeah, woohoo! So glad I'm finally here. Oh, it's gonna feel so good to get to my nice warm bed. Well, I'm here in Philadelphia. Little wind blown, as you can see, some sunburn on my nose. What a journey. Started at the George Washington Bridge in New York City, over the George Washington Bridge, all across New Jersey, into Trenton, into Pennsylvania, and then 30-something miles from where I came in down to Philadelphia, and doing it in 11 hours including stop, and that includes a half-hour stop for lunch, a stop for Gatorade, and a stop for new batteries for the camera. I think the exact mileage is going to come in somewhere around 110 miles. I had an average speed of about 10 miles an hour, which is what Google Maps expected. Now I'm here. It was a great trip.